It's happening again. The nightmares. How long is this gonna keep going? How long will we keep seeing garbage after garbage? Deterioration of the name and of the heritage that we, the people that don't buy these watches, are so obsessively trying to protect, even from themselves. I don't care. This is awesome. So this was not the next video that I was planning to make, but I just can't not talk about this. I don't typically do wristwatch check, but I am wearing my Swatch. And this is one of the premises of this video. And by the way, if you can hear the ticking, that's the Swatch. And that's one of the reasons why I don't wear this when shooting videos. So I want to talk about the new Swatch and Blancpain collaboration. Now, before we talk about this, remember when Moon Swatch came out and it was the biggest news? I loved that idea. I thought it was a genius idea from marketing perspective. It was a genius idea also from enthusiast perspective, because it gets more people into watches. Not necessarily that they can now suddenly afford Omega, but a lot of wealthy people, they are still buying Apple watches because, not because there's anything wrong with it, but because they're not aware of what's out there horologically speaking. So the Moon Swatch became the cool thing. For the first time in so many years, Swatch was cool again. And Omega was also cool again. Here's what you might not know. If you ask any person on the street to name a fun watch brand, they're not going to name Seiko. They're not going to name an automatic watch. They're probably going to name a smartwatch or a Swatch because they are fun in a more obvious way. Mechanical watches, they're just a very small group of collectors, of consumers, of enthusiasts who appreciate the art of horology, and the majority of the people, they don't really care about these about the purity of watchmaking. That's why to everybody who thought that the Moon Swatch has watered down the brand, has watered down, I don't even want to buy an Omega anymore. Well, Omega sales went up, Swatch sales went up. The people who owned the Moon Swatch, were happy because they knew what they were getting into, except a few people who unfortunately might not have realized what to expect from a Swatch quality. Like this Swatch, it's probably the worst quality watch that I own, but it makes me smile, and that's where the value lies. So there is this one thing about the value proposition. I'm just jumping from one thing to another. There's one thing about value proposition that a lot of people seem to miss when it comes to watch collecting, and that is the emotional factor, the factor of happiness, the factor of joy, the sentimental factor. Because a lot of the times when you read the comments, they're just going to compare this. Oh, you know, for $400 you can get a Seiko. For $400 you can get an Orient. Yeah, to me and you, Orient and Seiko are interesting. These are fun. They have history. They're awesome. They're durable. You can do anything, practically anything with these watches, and they're not going to break easy. But again, to those people who don't care about these things, they're boring. They're just like any other watch that has existed for the last 50, 100, 200 years. There's nothing significantly new about them. There's nothing to talk about them. But a Swatch, and you put, you know, this cool new collaboration with a luxury brand, and you combine these two, now there's something to talk about. Now there's a reason to take pictures with it. Now, what do I think about this new collab? First of all, this collab was very, very, very much needed for Blancpain. There's such a small group of people that own Blancpain. It doesn't feel commercial, but at the same time, it doesn't feel independent. And that's why I feel like this move was very much needed for the sake of Blancpain, for the sake of kind of bringing that brand back in the minds of people, because they are describing it on Swatch's website as the first dive watch ever made. Of course, that itself will trigger a sense of curiosity for somebody that doesn't know horological history, that doesn't know anything about Blancpain. Whether people agree with it or not, I feel like this was needed. Now, the other thing comes in about the specifications. Looking at the watches and the specifications, that itself is making everybody happy about this release. It just seems like they're more well prepared. Let's just say that. Honestly, the green, the Indian Ocean, I love that green. And just having that with different straps and playing around with straps, that's going to be epic, because these watches, they look really photogenic, especially with that glossy bezel. It looks promising. The attention to detail, just from the pictures, they look really, really good. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see if the bezel falls off. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm not going to wait in line. Screw that. I have better things to do. But let me know. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? What's your favorite color? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.